couple of things. I'm very conscious of your time. There's a few things I'm just like my curiosity's burning to ask you, if that's okay. So you said a brand is not a logo. What would you say in one sentence is a brand?
Brand is a promise. It's what we expect when we open the container.
And what would you say what are some of your favorite we don't, because I think we look at the US as kind of the creativity hub for CPG brands specifically, but what are some of your, out of everything we've discussed today, the storytelling, the attention, the scarcity, the fear, the affiliation status, what are some brands that are really doing that well in terms of CPG, in terms of like getting brands into, say, supermarkets?
Well, getting a brand into a supermarket has nothing to do with what we just talked about. Supermarkets are there for everyone. Giving shelf space to stuff that only a few people want is something they have to do to keep those people from going somewhere else. But what they really want is to sell things that everyone wants. So that's not the place to look for examples. The place to look for examples are around the edges. Where is the stuff that we would miss if it were gone? Where there isn't an easy substitute, where people will go out of their way and invest time or money to get that thing because it's that thing that comes with the story. So, Pump Street chocolate out of the UK, or Original Beans out of the UK or Switzerland, or Tony Chocolonely, which has such a great story and their origin story is magical. If I put any of those things out around Halloween, it's going to have a totally different impact on kids than if I put out a Hershey bar or a Nestle bar. So that's where the shift happens. My wife runs the biggest craft gluten-free bakery in the world, and I see that people go out of their way to buy her stuff at Whole Foods, go out of their way to visit her stores, because she's offering everyone a seat at the table. That what, by the way, bakery doesn't say this is the best muffin you ever tasted. It says this is a really good muffin that everyone you know can eat because it's gluten-free and dairy-free, but it's also delicious. And that choice, that's her choice. I didn't tell her to do this, but that is what happens when you understand what the change you're here to make is. What would make people miss you if you were gone?
Final question, Seth. So one of my obsessions is The Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell. And like, I think we've all got to be our own hero in our own journey in some respects. But I believe brands can make you, or basically you can become a hero in the brand's journey or story. I think Nike Just Do It is the perfect example. Like, I know when I don't fancy going to the gym, but I say just do it, I'm becoming the hero of that story. How do you think brands can begin to occupy that 1% in people's brains and like help them become the hero of the brand story?
We don't engage with any brand because the brand wants us to. We engage with brands because we want to. What's in it for me? Status, affiliation, fear. How does this help me see myself in the mirror the way I want to see myself? And after the fact, we often tell ourselves the story. So Malcolm Gladwell has pointed out the reason Heinz ketchup is what it is, the reason that there's 50 kinds of mustard but only one kind of ketchup, is because it's the first product that a mom lets her 3-year-old apply themselves. So when you eat in the US, when you eat Heinz ketchup, you are thinking of your mom. And when you do that, a whole bunch of things come with it that have nothing to do with the Heinz Corporation. And the same thing's true with the pizza you grew up with, that there's a whole suburban pizza theory, that the reason the quality of pizza in the US went down so fast is because we liked the pizza we grew up with. And so when people move to the suburbs, they eat lousy pizza, so they grew up to think that lousy pizza is what they want. And there are all these different complicated ways that humans calculate what is it to be them. And so, Marcel Proust wrote about it a very long time ago, but it's still true. Give me a Madeleine that reminds me of something, and you don't have to worry about your logo.